Hello and welcome back to another channeled message of the day. My name is Cassandra. You can call me Cass, you can call me Cassie, whatever you prefer. And let's get into it. I have some cards here, the Light Seers Tarot deck. This is, as I've said before, one of my favorite decks. And so I'm going to pull a couple cards here. And I was actually being called to, it's Father's Day today. I was being called to channel the spirit of the great grandfather, whatever that means. So let's see what comes through. Okay, I love this. We have Temperance coming through first, which is basically angelic presence. It represents your angels. It represents what's coming through is some of you have grandfathers or fathers or great grandfathers that are coming through this message here today. So let's see what they have to say. This is so beautiful. With gratitude, thank you so much for this message. Great grandfather spirit with love. Gishikai, gishikai, brusiki, siki, gishikayon, hushiki, hushiki, brisiki. Wow. Okay. So this is interesting, my friends. So like I said, the first card to come out is Temperance, and you can see this is an angel. This is all about divine timing. You can see we have the sun and the moon coming together, and so that's the masculine and feminine coming together. This is Resiki Kishikayon. This grandfather spirit is just emphasizing the importance of allowing us to truly incorporate the masculine and the feminine from within. This is something that we all know, but it's a reminder that really wanted to come through today. And then the next card to come out is one of the most masculine cards, which is the Emperor. You can even see he's in red. And he's on Mars, basically. That's his little couch there. His little beanbag is on Mars, which it represents Aries as well. So that's the card of Aries, and very much that forward movement going forward. So hi, Shikai Sikayon. This grandfather spirit is just letting us know how important it is to not only manifest with our energy, but to use our physical bodies and our intentions as we move forward and take action on this planet, which is extremely important in creating the life of our dreams and beyond our wildest dreams. And then, so these are all major arcanas. Every single one of these cards that came out is a major arcana. And so we have the Wheel of Fortune that came out next, number 10. And you can see the dice on there. You can see it's like a compass, a few different compasses down here. It's like a spiral effect. What's coming through with this card is you being in this lifetime. It's a macro and micro message that's coming through about everything that has happened up until this point in your life has allowed you to see things as you do now, for this perspective to be more clear. And so everything that you went through, whether it was something that was hurtful in your childhood or as a teenager, certain things that you went through that were very, very uncomfortable were actually something that allowed you to be exactly where you are now, to have these higher, more expansive perspectives. And this also goes through your other lifetimes and other timelines. The energy is palpable today. So there's other dimensions where you, as we know, we are multi-dimensional beings. And so there's other dimensions of you experiencing certain things from a different perspective that also has allowed you to get to this point. So you can see things from this Gai Shikayon Brusiki perspective, powerful perspective right here in the present moment, because when we are present, we allow ourselves, my right side of my head is like thriving. Gai Shikai Sikayon, Sikayon. Okay, there's so much coming through. So my human mind is just trying to translate this for us. With my right side thriving here, this is very much it's like your thinking mind is what's coming through. It's like the front of my mind, the front of your mind. What is constantly at the front of your mind? And this is the masculine side. The right side is the masculine. So this is that giving side. So what information are you are you giving out when you are in your thinking mind? This is something that will cause a reverberation for you to really see where you are, where you've been, how you got to where you are, and how you can get to where you're going. I hope I'm making sense. But basically, in this lifetime, in other lifetimes, in other dimensions, and also like alien beings are coming through, like even on other planets and all these other dimensions, there are certain things that your frequency, there's all these birds that just flew, is experiencing in order for you to be where you are now, to know what you know now. And I've said this in a video before that and this is a very clear message, and it's a big message, that's coming through this grandfather energy, but also source in itself, is just that you know exactly what you need to know at this time. You don't need to force yourself to know something in order to manifest something. You don't need to manipulate certain parts of yourself in order to get, to be, or to do, to have anything that you're so desiring. Okay, and then the last one here is the Hermit. So the Hermit card, as you can see, this is someone, it's almost, there's so much light language that wants to come through. Oh, shikai. It's very activating too. So if you're really tuning in, especially with your eyes closed as you listen to me, there was someone that commented before, shout out. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting who exactly it was, but they said that they listened with their palms open and their eyes closed. And that's a really great way to listen to these channel messages if you want to receive the codes, especially through this grandfather energy that is really coming through very strong today. And it feels really powerful, and it feels very focused, which is really nice. And so focus, that is what's coming through here for you, as far as where you are focusing your energy in the in-between. And what I mean by the in-between is, when you're coming home from work, or, when you're driving in between like work to home, for example, or when you aren't necessarily doing anything, when you don't have to do anything, what are you doing? Are you reading? Are you watching something? Are you meditating? And none of it is wrong, but it's just kishikayon, brisiki, kishikayon, kishiki. This is just coming up because it's really important to look at your intentions behind every single thing that you do, especially in the in-between when you are not doing anything. Are you actually doing something still? There's a lot of times where we distract ourselves. That's just kind of the society that we live in. It's like, if it's so uncomfortable to do nothing. Just imagine sitting in a room doing nothing, not reading anything, not looking anything, not consuming something. And this is actually something that's been coming through my personal reality over this past week as I've been upgrading and having these physical, today I'm like, whoo, this is why I allowed myself to rest, because there's all of these activations that now are able to move through me and to help serve. And so this is really important, is for us to go to bed a little bit earlier. I was in bed at 5 o'clock one night. I was in bed at 6 o'clock one night. Seriously, I had to. It just felt like my body had to. And my spirit knows that if I don't feel that way, I'm not going to be giving myself the opportunity. And most of us don't give ourselves the opportunity to do absolutely nothing. And when I would try to even watch silly things on Netflix, or just like to turn my brain off and to relax and like to do nothing, it still didn't feel like, it felt uncomfortable actually for me to just like lay there and even listen to something that was mindless. And then I was like, okay, I want to listen to something that is more, has more potent information. Like, for example, Aubrey Marcus, his podcast, I love it. And I was like, okay, I'm going to turn on Aubrey Marcus. And when I did, I started listening to it. I'm like, this doesn't feel right either. Not the information, but just me in that moment actually taking in any kind of information, even if it was something that I can learn for my highest timeline ever. It was my highest timeline ever, actually needed to do nothing, to consume nothing, because it's this recharge energy that we're really being called to look at. We can literally we can use our superpowers. They actually come online when we unplug, when we allow ourselves to charge. What's coming through is off grid. It's kind of like, and not literally like going to the woods and being off grid, but your frequency just tapping out of everything and not putting anything out either. because this is also an information that has to move through you in order to go through and out into the world. And so some of you are really being called to actually set aside a day or two, a week if possible, to, it's kind of one of those things, I'm picturing someone going to the woods with no Wi-Fi and just being with nature, watching the birds, closing your eyes, listening to risiki, certain light language or frequencies, or listening to nothing. Again, listening to nature and just recharging naturally. So you're not trying to take something in, you're not trying to put something out. It's like you become this neutral energy, so you can literally recharge. Like today, I have all of this energy that wants to flow through me, because of these past few days. I've allowed myself to turn it off. And I wasn't perfect. I wasn't 100%. Like I said, I was trying to listen to things because that's just what we're used to doing. I was reading, I was doing this stuff, but I ultimately knew the only thing that actually made me feel at peace and better was closing my eyes, and I just put in this sound, like basically white noise type of frequency that allowed me to just recharge my energy. And our logical mind will tell us, do something, you're lazy, come on, make something happen, you got to be productive here, what are you doing, you're an adult. That's programming that we are breaking free from, and my legs are tingling as I say this. And so the last card that I want to speak about, actually, okay, now there's two cards that are, it was at the back of the deck, the Nine of Pentacles, and then underneath it, it just popped out the Nine of Cups. I love this. 99, baby, which is what? So close to 100. This is like, we're at that completion here where it's all about you and the way that you, this is the very much individual, the sovereign being. She's wearing white. See, there's a white bird here. So this is all about how you are using your energy. And you can even, I always love to, I feel like these are chakra centers that are represented here, different colors. And obviously I know they're not, there's a couple green and different, whatever, but it's kind of like how you are using your own energy centers and what you are focusing on internally, which in turn will externally allow you to have a wish fulfilled. And now the star wants to come through. Look at that, for your aligned, destined timeline. This is all at the, oh, what is the word? This is basically all, like all of this to say, it is here to help you really achieve what it is that you want to achieve in your life and to feel aligned, which ultimately that feeling of being aligned is going to align you. It's not being aligned and then feeling aligned. First, it's the feeling, and then it is actually that alignment that happens. And alignment is a word, semantics, you know, sometimes words are limiting. But with the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles, you are the one that creates your wish fulfillment. You are the one that is the wish fulfillment. And when you can see yourself as a literal physical manifestation of God, of Source, then you are able to actually allow these beautiful wish fulfillments to infiltrate into your reality literally naturally, where you don't have to try. And this is something that I love to talk about, especially with all of this talk about manifestation, trying to get this, trying to do that, wanting this, wanting that. This is living in lack. So when we can wash away that lack mentality, we can actually embody the truth of who we are, which is a pure blessing, a pure miracle, a pure manifestation of God creation here on earth. We will actually attract everything that is in that highest timeline, that is in resonance of being a pure blessing, a pure miracle, a pure manifestation of Source energy. Woo! That was a lot, but it felt so good to channel through me. And I hope that this message found you well. Please let me know in the comments if it rang a bell for you. Ding, ding, ding. You can also click the bell thing. I'm also new on YouTube, so you can get notifications for my latest video. Be sure to like and subscribe. If you want a personal reading with me, I do one-off sessions. I also have a space available for mentorship, so I'll leave some links below. And I am sending you guys so much love. So is grandfather. this great grandfather spirit that has come through with assistance today in this message. We are sending you so much love and just reminding you to be of the frequency of gratitude. And this will bring everything that you could ever imagine and more into your reality. Love you guys. Catch you next time.